Good morning, grasshoppers. Hold. Join the game. We are experiencing our normal traveling difficulties. And I have a feeling it has to do, I've narrowed it down to Google Chrome. So at least we have everything up and running. Good morning, good morning. We'll find out if I'm going to lose on time. This is the normal thing. We have one viewer watching the debacle, as I am probably going to talk. How many of these do I have open? Just one. Good. Who is this that's going to get the free win? And am I even going to make a move? Or did I time out some time ago? Reconnecting. Let's try our backup Wi-Fi. Just in case everyone and their brother is in their hotel room watching Netflix instead of gambling. Oh boy. I'm still nursing my 9th Avenue injury from Manhattan where I fell. So we're reloading. It's possible I need to turn off my extensions and play normal chess. It's possible that that is one of those things. Let me see if I can do that before the next round. The black screen of death. Well, we made an effort. That was torturous. I'm afraid to try to manage extensions, actually. Because that's going to open up more Google windows, which is going to slow it down even further. Another Google window. So I tried Microsoft Edge, and it seems to be the same issue. Brave may be the way to go. Someone suggested that I use the Brave browser. That is still on the cards. This also happened very recently in the lesson when I was using Zoom. Therefore, I know that it is my video memory on this particular machine. So first off, we're going to eliminate that one. Thank you, Nixia. Nixia 618. I am struggling with my internet connection at the moment, which ironically in all of my tests yesterday up to last night, I did not have a problem. So let's see here. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm not even sure you can hear me. Checking, checking, checking. Massive, massive dropped frames. I'm going to close Google Chrome at the moment. Will that help? Or will abandoning ship help? Accept random challenge. First things first, I'm going to close. Oh no, I had the window open that I wanted. Let's just Control Shift T, Control Windows T, Control Shift T. All right. LiChess gave it away. Well, all right, good. My extensions are still here. So therefore, I want to, we'll turn off developer mode. I wonder if that could be part of it. I'm going to systematically remove all extensions that don't need to be there, right? That's what I think it is. I'm going to remove the better TTV emotes, desktop manager, messenger for WhatsApp. Dmitry LiChess doesn't need to be there. Evernote doesn't need to be there. The Google, don't need that one at the moment. Don't need that one. Don't need any Google Translates. No highlighting key search words. I am going to keep, don't need the LiChess time bar. So this may be the source that we needed, uBlock origin. We're going to keep the LiChess enhancements. I don't know if I'm going to keep LiChess Notify. Well, that was already faster. All this time, and I could have done this before. What kind of a troubleshooter am I? Wow, this is the source all along, the Google Chrome extensions. All those Chrome extensions crushing me. And I have very similar extensions in Microsoft Edge. So far, so good. Kingslayer Sloan, he's there with the backup. I should have had him all along. right? I'm ranked 15th in my own tournament. I'm refreshing, just checking. Let's check a game window. Let's watch my previous opponent for a moment. But anything to drink. I should not throw away my random soda bottle because I don't have a water bottle at the moment. It still seems a little sluggish. Just a little bit. I think he missed his opportunity to play A5. But he is down a knight, so I can't fault him in any way. Again, he missed his opportunity to play A5. Because now life might get a little bit trickier and more keys. His goal is to get rid of, oh no, get rid of all the pawns. I think the Hask is trying to win, and therefore he's making massive mistakes. What he really needs to do is get rid of the B6 pawn, and I don't think he can lose so easily.
Check. 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 Check.
Oops, it became much more complicated. The Hask may have him.
Check.
The time is now. You're not getting that pawn in. Nope, you're not getting that pawn in. That was the mistake.
Check.
Oops, and now he draws. Wow, can he win it? Oh no, G7 might have done it.
Check.
So white no longer can lose. Get that king over there as quickly as possible. Yes, he makes it to B3 and it's over. And when the king goes to B3, oh no. You are so lucky you still have king to B3. Oh, you have that move as well. That was a clever move. Congratulations. Am I still alive? That is the question. Am I even listed as streaming? That is the question. No, it's not visiting LiChess. It is my Chrome browser for the most part. Ouch. PC fan. I just want to check my profile. It's possible I can't see my own streaming logo. Yeah, it has me as streaming. How are you doing, Nixia? I can't recall where you are from, or maybe you never told me. I'm trying to make an extra effort. An extra effort to remember absolutely where it's from. if that's possible. While I still can. I haven't seen you in a while. So round 3 has started. The Hask seems to be the most dangerous player. We have Kingslayer Sloan and Ron Hay in the mix. This is not a pretty game, I'm afraid, that Ron began with, the move that I'm least happy with. So if I've alleviated my machine this much, there's only one extension left. Maybe not. But we will see if we can, if we eliminate this one. This will save me an amazing amount of money on my traveling. PC. Extension, LiChess Notify. I wonder if that's it. Manage extensions. I'm literally down to only one extension at the moment, which is already much faster. Now you have to realize the traveling machine doesn't have as much memory as the original machine. The UK. I had someone from Hampshire, which is an amazingly old town. It's quite incredible. Google Calendar, I must turn that one off. That was a huge one. No more LiChess enhancement. No more LiChess Notify. No more mobility print. Aha! There's one down there that's really secret. I don't even know if mobility print has ever worked for me, and it slows me down at home as well. I'm going to remove that one. I've noticed that my printing at home has been extremely slow. So if it has to go through mobility print, forget about it. This looks like normal time trouble in an opening that he does not know. I'm afraid for Kingslayer Sloan. We seem to be doing very okay without the music. I decided to go sans music since we are. The Hask is still playing, David Dexelici. We'll check him out. We're down a pawn, but now it's 2 pawns. There's a little bit of a problem here. Just a little bit. But what b5 is this going to draw? That is the question. It looks like it might. Oh no, the opponent's not bringing his king in, so not only that, the Hask is now going to take over. A very quick king to c5. It's possible that white will still win this king and pawn ending, but it's become very, very iffy. King to c5 is still in the cards. But now the bishop gets a chance to activate itself with bishop f3 and at least guard from behind as the white king runs around to the side. There's no capturing that pawn while the white king improves his position and the pawns on the king's side grab the maximum amount of space. I mean, you could have played g4 right then. Sure, now my alarm goes off. It's only off by an hour. What's up with that? I woke up by a miracle on my own because I knew that I needed to wake up. My body alarm clock did not let me down.
Check.
It's the weekday alarm. Has to be set for 2:12 a.m.
Check.
Is that ridiculous or what? 2:27 a.m. 2:55 a.m. Last call.
Check. Check. Check.
The weekends are okay. I don't have to move the weekends at all. But my alarm did not adjust for daylight savings. Yeah, black had a chance to draw that position. We might go back to that one. I'm going to make an attempt to join this tournament for 1 or 2 rounds. We're going to see. Knight to c3.
Ready.
Is my opponent going to do to me what I did to others? We'll find out. World Series of Poker streaming. I will be under the poker category, unfortunately. Yeah, I think my opponent is about to do to me what I accidentally did to my first round opponent because I'm streaming. See if I change my layout. Again. Oh, I deserve it. Everybody deserves to get stood up sometime. I just don't have the ability to leave the window to message him that he's in the middle of a game since he got a full point buy last time. Uh-oh. Did I accidentally leave my own app? I was closing all the tabs in the previous window and it came down to this one. And watch, maybe I lost my game because I left the game. Would that be hysterical or what? If it were actually rated because I left the game. The most recent Harry Longwell. Okay, good. All of the items in the top bar have corrected themselves, which is good. Ah, yes. The default community. You have to hold it down on a PC screen until it cries uncle. And I hope I don't get paired for another round because I won that one. But at least now it's showing me as streaming. And it did show me as having won despite having left the game. So I still may be able to make it to page 1. Ron, Hay, and David. Here's a match made in heaven. Bishop f3. Or is he trying to trap the queen? That is not going to trap the queen. I see. So if he plays knight h5, then we have bishop f3. So this is relatively forced, but there's so much firepower on that. Do we want to play bishop f3 first? Do we? He says no. I might have still considered the option because I wanted to play e6. So bishop f3 in that position, queen to d7, e6. And on f takes e, knight takes on f takes e, then we might have bishop to g4 because there's the double pin going in two different directions. I guess black did have. Oops. We got to change one more time. And now we Forkovich, Dmitry Forkovich. I was actually thinking about bishop to e6. Bishop to e6 would have forced things not as well. Wow. That was quite impressive. by Ron Hay. A nice finish on the weak white squares. I have a student named Keshav. I am very curious if Keshav is the same person that I saw roughing it in the first round. Oh, 3XK is playing, ladies and gentlemen. We should give him a shout out. I haven't been able to do much, but at least I can try to give a shout out. First off, to our sponsor, Chess Informant. I don't have a picture on my old layout of Informant 151. Chessable I've been using a lot more, including its partner Aim Chess. And also be ready for future events. Where's the event? We'll find out. Be certain to join the Dojo Discord. It's the only way that we are going to have to, well, actually I'll probably use Twitter and socials as well. I'm not going to be messaging within LiChess for the IRL streams. Discord and socials. And we're going to give a shout out to 3XK. Oh, we're going to give a shout out to Rogan Joe Sloan for streaming today's mess.
Ready.
So far, so good. Disabling all the Chrome extensions seems to be good. The safest way to play the King's Gambit is to play Knight C3 first. It is an effective lower rating killer. Clobber. Theory and practice. Theory and practice, monsieur. Mr. Bond. I can live with that. So far, so good. We are streaming. We are playing. We are not lagging so much. Things could always be worse. An intentional piece sacrifice. Whoops. I don't think that means what you think it means. This could be troubles, movie. How do I want to do it? We give it the royal fork. We do not get the royal fork too often, even though it's not the first move I wanted to play. I wanted to play bishop h5 check and continued the assault.
Check.
I'll continue the assault. I will continue the pepper and the assault. How cheesy is that?
Check.
It doesn't get much cheesier than that. My opponent is running into the crossfire. Check, 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 Senora. Believe it or not, I just couldn't see a good move there. I want mate in 1, which is what I'm threatening.
Check. Victory.
Was there another mate in 1? That is the question. Was there more than one mate in 1 in that particular position? If there isn't, then I need this position for my book. And I am going to be returning to working on my book today. No matter what happens, I'm working on my book this entire weekend in Vegas. It will be the world's most expensive book. But let's see. It does unfortunately mean that I may have to charge for the book, which is not what I wanted to plan. I wanted to do the book for free. I really, really need it published for free immediately, absolutely, like yesterday. Wow, look at all those names. Let's not be on that page. I clicked on something that I wasn't supposed to. Now I remember what I was looking at. Before Boris Gelfand's birthday is up, I was trying to turn on the engine to see if there's another mate in 1. I think that's it. Oh no, I have queen e4. That's no good. So, on the previous move, my opponent needed to play d5, and that was the image that I had. This particular position, there's only one mate in 1. And I want to save that. So we'll go down here, and we will grab the figurine algebraic notation of this particular position, Control C, Control 0, and we will go back to the Gelfand birthday arena. The baby mental. One game still going. Did I not make it to the first page? All right. I made it to the first page, unless this game determines that. That was only the 5th round. I don't really have a break just now. You're addicted to trying to get stalemates? You're such a peaceful person. I'm sorry that I missed that before. I love your badge, by the way. Thank you for your, hold on, I can't click on it. Or am I? I very, very much appreciate all the support everyone gives to the stream. I certainly am doing it out of passion and not for the money. Otherwise, I would have probably given up a long time ago because I can make so much. If I were to only be interested in money, I would have done something else a long time ago. And I'm not even the type of streamer to ask for donations for specific items of gear or anything like that. I do have an Amazon wish list. I wonder if that works. Amazon wish lists are problematic as far as getting the item to the person. We will see. Well, given that we're no longer entirely crippled by our extensions, our Google Chrome extensions anymore, it's possible that after a restart, clearing the memory, we'll be very, very good. Yeah? I don't have my normal lighting either. I could not find my normal lighting. It is missing in action. My favorite camera with the light attached. I don't want to buy another ring light. I just find the ring lights very, very obnoxious to walk around with a ring light around your phone in general. But then again, I've not graduated to that level of. Are you guys going to admit that this game is a draw yet, Ron? Are you? White? Now black still has a chance to win. All he has to do is not take the pawn and run his opponent out of time, which does not happen in the 2-second increment, by the way. Nixia, are we going to play, or am I getting Rogan so slow? Oh no, I hope I don't get Rogan. That would be monumentally sad. I can hear him saying this. Oh no, it is monumentally sad. We are about to break our perfect 10-to-1 ratio. What in the world? Did I accidentally microscopically reduce my board size? So you can adjust your board size so easily in LiChess.
Time is running out.
I thought about playing e5 against him. But since this works so well, maybe I'll play e5 now. We will gambit the pawn for the freedom of movement. Freedom of movement. Freedom of movement. One likes to believe in the freedom of music. The freedom of music. That was not a mouse slip. I don't think that I'm going to be down a pawn in this position. Oh, but he does have that. And we have that as well. Glittering prizes and endless compromises shatter the illusion of integrity. One likes to believe in the freedom of music. Freedom of music. So that is a good move on my opponent's part.
Check.
Yeah, it wasn't exactly what I well thought out on my part, but we'll have to make it work. We will have to make it work. Glittering prizes and endless compromises shatter the illusion of integrity. Yeah. Do I need to stay in this? What is he threatening? He might be threatening to come after me, so therefore I have to not be here when it happens. For example, you cannot be here, Boris. I'm going to soak my lip. Now, and now for something completely different. So, attackers commence. Cheese. So is pawn takes pawn a danger? That is the question. So he's threatening. Let's just give up on this for a moment. We've not lost anything in particular. So now the prudent method is bishop takes g5. Or we could just say, what do you really have for an attack here, sir?
Check. We must capture that bay. And now we have to prevent any funny business. Check.
By offering an exchange of queens. He moved his king. Am I getting mated? It's possible.
Check. Check.
We're out of Dutch. That's all there is to it. We're out of Dutch. Oh, do I wish to fall for this?
Time is running out. Check.
No more checks, booby. He is threatening mate in 2, so let's just stop the mate in 2 threat first. All the other threats will have to go by the wayside.
Victory.
101 to 10. He ruined my perfect record. But I did solve most of my issues, I have to admit. Jeff, how are you? I am now in Las Vegas. Going to the Luna. How are you, man? I am now in Las Vegas. I had to get away from Jeff. He was only 7 to 8 hours away, so I had to run for it because he was headed to Philadelphia. He was going to come right by me, so I boogied out of the scene as fast as I possibly could. Oh my God, you won the tournament. What's that robot voice when you need it? I hope you had the robot voice on for it. Let's give him a quick shout out. Congrats. Whiny. You need a shorter name. Sexy. So far, so good. Yeah. I have another couple of students that are playing, I think. I'm trying to recall how many. Someone else was playing. Leonardo Liu from my school, possibly. I disagree with you. The word can't is the only thing stopping you from actually playing fast. 3xk. You have to make those instant decisions and you have to raid. Oh no, this is terrible, Fiancetta, no! In one of my worst moments, thank you, Fiancetta. I am live in Las Vegas with the WSOP. Not IRL just yet, but I will be downstairs later in the day. But you're running to the airport. Thank you, Fiona. I really appreciate it. She is, of course, already listed as one of our legends. I'm going to give her an individual shout out. I wonder if this also includes Mare Pants. Namaste, Fiona. Namaste. I really appreciate your support. This is a little bit the wrong day, ironically. As I was planning on a short stream since I have such a terrible connection. an absolutely horrid connection. I fixed most of it by eliminating for future reference. Thank you for following. That's fun. I will be streaming from the WSOP, and next week I'll be streaming live from the World Open IRL. I do not have a super huge, a super great setup, but at least I have extra battery life, a Samsung S22 phone, and a good spirit. So we're gonna give it the most we can. We're gonna interview as many of the players on how their tournament is going this time around. Last time we mainly covered Grandmaster Hans Niemann, who's from our school, Columbia Grammar and Prep. I am National Master John MacArthur, also a FIDE trainer since 2016. Anu Bayar and I are supposed to be streaming together. She became a FIDE instructor in 2016. We haven't worked it out yet. I want her to join me, and then we'll work out some form of remuneration to see how it goes. But I first have to make sure that it works. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing it for the pleasure. I have had one very strong student. I mentioned in another stream last night that in my first few years I became an expert. It took me about 3 years to get my rating over 2% from 0. And I followed a very diligent plan of progress, which I've shared with all of my students. However, none of the students, but for one, have had the diligence. Actually, I take that back. Several have had the diligence to play almost as often as they should and study and practice as often as they should. Now, it doesn't require a lot of absolute, I repeat, not a lot of absolute study. Let's just say memorizing endgames or anything like that. But you really have to be disciplined. Yes, I think you almost had me too, Rogan, in our game. Ladies and gentlemen, Rogan Joe Sloan. I need to give Fiona her own shout out for the raid. Thank you, Fiona. She is truly one of my original streaming inspirations. I had the two comparative opposites. If you can imagine the two comparative opposites, they have remarkably similar looks. You've got AKA Nemsko, and you've got Fiona, AKA Nemsko, who talks very, very fast and is relatively strong, and is not always as thoughtful. And as Fiona is very thoughtful in her word selection, and so am I. I more or less find myself akin to Fiona. Record amount of viewers today, yeah, but amazingly enough, everyone, raiders do not count toward partnership. So even though you need an average of 75 viewers to become partner, raiders do not count toward your viewer average, which is crazy. Isn't that crazy? Now we've had, I think Fiona together may have eclipsed Peter Svedler's raid. Peter Svedler's raid was also very impressive. And Fiona was like the reason for the order there in any event was that Bianca had raided me the most often at that time, as well as Alakai. And Peter Svedler had raided with like 1,800 or 1,500. And I think somewhere around that number. And then Fiumketa raided with 900 once and a couple of hundred today. And Andres Toth has actually raided me a couple of times, as well as Charlotte Chess Center. Charlotte Chess Center actually raided me during the World Open when I was streaming IRL a year ago, when Hans Niemann and Andrew Tang were battling it out in the World Open Blitz. And the Mad Quick Chess has always had amazing resourcefulness in trying to fix some of my technical issues. The Rogan Joe Sloan has been there as backup. Should I be playing poker this weekend in the WSOP? I do not have a WSOP command just yet. I should have one, right? I'm playing in the World Series of Poker starting tomorrow. I'm going to be checking the schedule. Perhaps we can check it together. Why don't we try to do that? Why don't we check the World Series of Poker series? If you're wondering, I busted my lip during a fall the other day. It was fortunate that I am not in the hospital for worse, because I managed to brace my fall with my hand, which caused further damage to the back of my hand as I protected myself. Could have been worse. I heard a story of another friend of mine who had their hands in their pockets and ended up with facial reconstruction because they fell forward. That was a faceplant that you do not want to have to experience. I felt terrible for them. But they look lovely and they are fine now, ironically. So where is my content window? That's what I need to do to change whole screen FM training. I'm afraid of what this is going to do. All right, whole screen FM training. Let's just do a test. That did do it. Yes, that did absolutely do it. So we need a regular old Chrome browser. And we will be there in short order. I'm going to use this one because I know I emptied it. And this way, we'll check the WSOP schedule here real quick to see what we're going to be playing today. The World Series of Poker. We're already up to the 53rd. I played in the 50th. So I haven't played the 50th, which was held on, I'm sorry, the 51st, which was held online. And the 52nd was also somewhat held online, but they had an in-person final table at the end of the year. And the money was nowhere near the same. Obviously, they couldn't charge the entry fees that they normally do. So here we go. We are up to Friday, WSOP.com/tournaments. I'm very, very afraid that I've missed my buy-in moment, but we're going to find out as we scroll up to June 24th. Oh, I can get rid of that one just by clicking on Other. Oh, and of course, oh, it still didn't give me. Okay, there we go. Choose your state. I cannot play in the state of New York, therefore I must travel. So June 24th, today, it's a $2,500 event. I actually have posted pictures on my socials of the, or I will be shortly, I'm going to post pictures of Dan Negreanu and Dan Smith and the 250K grand buy-in, a high roller, super high roller. That is probably the largest entry fee event I've ever witnessed in person. Yes, I saw Chance Corneth, Phil Hyvee, Dan Negreanu, and Dan Smith sitting next to each other on two different tables. We had the two Dans on one table, and then we had Chance Corneth and Phil Hyvee on the other table. I know this is foreign to most of you, but they are like having Ronaldo and Nemor, you know, sitting at a table having dinner, and you're in the same room with them for the most part, to a certain extent. Because they are the GOATs. I'm sure that Phil Hyvee may have been in there, but he usually plays smaller stakes in general. So my event, which could be today, I have one buy-in today at 10 a.m., the $400 Colossus, or I could start tomorrow in Flight B in the $400 Colossus, which is actually what I think I am going to do. I'm probably going to enter in Flight B, and that way I can attempt last 4 days. If I make it to the final table, my goal is to run as deep as possible. I only start with 40,000 chips. But imagine that the super high roller, right? The entry fee is $250,000. The levels are 60 minutes. And they start with 1.5 million chips. That's crazy. And they are allowing one re-entry. And I saw Nick Schulman in the GG Poker Lounge. Nick Schulman is a good friend. Phil Hellmuth is here. I believe he was under the weather at one moment or another because he'd come back from Mexico, or at least that was his excuse. He had drank the water. But who knows? I hope he's feeling well. I mean, and you could get sick from anything if you change cultural food like that. It's not necessarily Mexico's fault. We know what we're not supposed to do. But apparently the water in many places, even in the United States, God forbid you're in Flint, Michigan, is not always very good. So I'm here until the 29th. I'm also going to be playing the tag team Sunday at 1 p.m. So the only thing that can save me from the tag team Sunday at 1 p.m. is if I make it through day 1 of the Colossus. And they've limited the number of re-entries in the Colossus. Last time there were 14,000 entries as people kept rebuying. They had unlimited rebuys in that event. So if I click on updates, will it give me a list of the players who have entered so far? Not just yet. And I don't think it will list the prize pool either. Not just yet. But the structure of the tournament remains relatively the same. Oh, I have to download the structure sheet. That's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. I think I just sounded like AK and Nemsko there. That's also unfortunate. You know what else is unfortunate? Your mom. That is another AK and Nemsko line. One of those priceless moments. She is hysterical. But Fiona has Alex, and now that is amazing. Alex should stream more, should make more appearances. I hope all is well with Alex. I haven't seen him in a while. I don't know what he's up to. I hope he's doing well. Hope he's studying. Hope he doesn't have to resort to a day job. We like to do what we love to do. So yeah, 40-minute levels. Not bad. This is a very normal tournament. It could actually end sooner than we think, but I'm crossing my fingers. Last time I came to Vegas, I somehow stayed for the final day of the Colossus. I will be playing in another of Salute to Warriors No Limit Hold'em. There's a $500 Salute to Warriors No Limit Hold'em. Very cool. I don't necessarily know that there's a structure sheet for that event. And I'm leaving on the 29th, so I will not be playing any more events unless I earn a lot of money and decide to stay. Then I'll be off to the World Open. Short deck, no limit hold'em. I believe by the short deck they're only using the face cards in the 10. And someone told me that I could play in the Super Seniors no limit hold'em, but unfortunately the Super Seniors no limit hold'em would require me to rebook my flight. If I could rebook my flight or book a flight back one way inexpensively, I would. But I don't think there's any cancellation on my flight at the moment. So most of this is a little too rich for me. I didn't fly all the way here to do a $600 deep stack championship. I could try the event number 57. I'm not sure what they mean by deep stack if the starting chips are 30K. But there are 9 levels of registration, so we'll be able to choose that in any event. Yeah, Phil Ivey is an amazing player. The first time I saw Phil Ivey was maybe 10 years ago when I came to Vegas when a friend was getting married and there was a WPT event going on at the Mirage. And I managed to walk over there. And then I came another time, and when I saw the World Series of Poker, I saw Phil Hellmuth in the World Series of Poker. As someone asked him the question, Phil, do you play any other games than No Limit Hold'em? Which is a very good question. And his answer was, as people had been, while we were waiting for him to play a hand, people had been folding to him nonstop. It was quite crazy. I just realized that in order to extract myself, where's my, I'm going to have to actually bring up one other thing, and I need to switch my, so I will be streaming that. I need to play some smaller events to warm up, so I'm going to be checking Poker Go as much as I can. Poker Atlas, by the way, is a great app. I know it works very well here in the United States. I don't know how well it will hold up internationally. So Poker Atlas is a great poker app for the United States to be able to find poker in your area. And hopefully I don't slow down too much. Thank you for following Sacramento. I do appreciate it. My follower goal is off. This is my traveling setup. I have a scaled down setup. I know this is quite complicated as it is. I think I need an even simpler layout for traveling. You'll notice when AK and Nemsco and others like Anna Cramling, when they were traveling, they did not have a super complicated layout. They may have had their logo for their sponsor, a transparent, an all-encompassing board behind them in the background, and they were placed in the front. Oops, that did not work. Oh no, it was Gelfand's Swiss. You got an email inviting you to Gelfand's masterclass? No, I can show you what that looked like. That was not. We have a 6-round Swiss every morning. Every single morning. I will close this window for a moment. So I'm happy to say that I have one more day. This is the Boris Gelfand's birthday Swiss We had roughly 20 players in it today. Tomorrow is Kramnik's birthday, by the way. So, interestingly enough, if you're a member of the dojo, you will get notifications on LiChess. Funny that you should say that. I have attended a master class in Midtown Manhattan with Boris Gelfand, and I also got an autographed copy of his positional chess around the time of him giving that lecture. And I took one other, I got the invitation from one other friend who I went with. I didn't take him. But in any event, Grandmaster Gennady, oh my gosh, Sigalchik, yes. Gennady Sigalchik was the one who invited me. Now you'll notice that, of course, we don't have an event until Monday in the Blitz, but in the Rapid and Classical, which is right in the middle of the page, right there, I use that. You'll see that this weekend we have world champion Vladimir Kramnik's birthday, and we have Wolfgang Unziker's birthday on Sunday. And those are at 8 a.m. New York time, 5:05 in the morning Las Vegas time. You can see that they've been changed. You are 9 hours away from me in England. Whoops. I can spell my own dojo name. I couldn't get the shout out right. I couldn't get the dojo right. But I'm glad that I got something right. So meanwhile, we're going back to the birthday event screen just a bit, because I want to introduce you to a friend of mine. And I'm crossing my fingers that they are on this morning. Or other suggestions for raids. With my traveling setup, I have a little bit of a limited ability to read the chat at the same time as to perform a couple of other operations. And I apologize if the sound of Twitch coming up is a bother. Bali, oh, that's lovely. You are like in heaven except for the heat, right? On occasion, I imagine it gets a little warm. What are the odds of it being very warm in Bali? It's going to bring up my stream, I know, so I'm going to have an echo, I just realized. And that's going to be awkward, so let me not speak while it brings up my channel. But Tekarenko, please join us. The LiChess is completely customizable. I show everyone how to do it using any web page image that you would like from anywhere in the world. I happen to like this one because it represents the dojo appropriately. And you can choose this image by clicking on your profile, going down to background, and when you go down to background, which is not quite 2/3 of the way through the page, you can choose transparent, and then you can actually select the web address that has happened to be in this particular one, and you can control C or control A, another web address, and then V it. I'm just going to copy this one, and I will paste it into the chat just so that you can see what I would normally do And that's how you would get that image. Now, on that particular web page, you can find countless other numbers of other web addresses as well. So please enjoy customizing your LiChess background under your name on LiChess in the upper right-hand corner. Usually choose a transparent background, and then in the image URL, Control A to select all. It's a little bit of a trick to be able to select that address because it wants to set it the moment you do anything. And is my YouTube and video editor is a super great guy. And I hope you all join me in saying hello to him. I would like to run my closing credits, however, it's not really going to work out that well. Ultimately. So, for the most part, we're experiencing a little bit of slowness. I'm going to close that window. And I'm going to thank everyone who has come. I will be here every single day. And I hope that you will be able to join me on the IRL stream later in the day. Please follow if you've not yet followed. Thank you for all your support. Cheers. Also, be sure to check out my socials, where I am posting most of the information about the event on Twitter or on Instagram for the photos. And you may also join our Discord for actual stream announcements that may not pertain to tournaments, such as the Masterclass. We are going to be doing some work on the Benko Gambit. We're going to be doing some work on the classical Sicilians and other Sicilians. We're also going to be doing some study streams of Ulf Andersson's game in lieu of his birthday coming up. So please join me. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Cheers and ciao.